Okay, I want to say hello again everybody on YouTube. It's me, wushurichard. It's Halloween night, would you believe? Halloween night, so happy Halloween to everybody out there, okay? It's the year 2014. I'm making this video though about Tai Chi, okay, or TAIJI GONG, okay, sometimes pronounced Chuan. You'll hear people pronounce it like that often, Tai Chi Chuan, things like that. It's actually, the Mandarin Chinese is TAIJI GONG. Chuan means fist, basically. It's in pinyin, okay. My Chinese, by the way, I want to just mention, my Chinese, I won't say is perfect, but I can understand most Mandarin Chinese and speak most, because I've been living in China for so many years now. As I said, my wife's Chinese. I'm a teacher here in China, teaching English, and so I'm kind of I've been exposed to a lot of Chinese. I can't speak Cantonese though, which is my favourite. But anyway, so if you're confused about that, Tai Chi, I prefer to say Tai Chi, but it's TAIJI, okay. Chuan, and Chuan, as I say, means fist, but basically that in martial arts we mean like the style, the way, So whatever Chuan, can be Bai He Chuan. Bai He Chuan is the white crane fist. So whenever you hear this Chuan, Chang Chuan, long fist, you'll hear that. But especially in the Chinese styles, they've got a thing about adding the word fist on the end, meaning way, usually, okay? Anyway, I don't want to get too boring with this and that. What I want to say basically is this video, okay? If you can see me here. Yeah, it's a fun video, really. I mean, it's a Tai Chi video. I'm just talking about Tai Chi. Yeah, on Halloween night, so it's something funny. But the reason I'm making this video is because Demsley, my brother, hi Demsley, Demsley, my brother, requested me to make this video. Without him requesting this, I would not be making this particular video. It doesn't mean I would not be sharing any more information on Tai Chi or TAIJI and training. It just means that this particular video, was requested by him. So when I get onto this topic, what am I talking about? Basically, there's different family systems of Tai Chi, okay? I'll just say Tai Chi in this video, but there's different systems such as Chen Shi, Yang Shi, okay? I know I might be speaking like a retard when I'm pronouncing it, okay? As I say, my pronunciation, my Chinese is not perfect, as I say, and I'm not trying to boast at all, but that's what I say. So basically, in the English pronunciation, Chen, Chen family style or Yang family style. You get different styles, okay. But it's anyway. I want to say the style that I had like the most good practice in, I'll say that, and first-hand training too, learning, was the Yang style, so the Yang family style. But in Mandarin Chinese is Yang Shi, okay. Yang Shi, Yang is basically it's a surname. So let's say if I were to make my own style with Richard Clark, my family, my surname is Clark, so with the Clark family system, you get it. So basically, that's just going back in history. You know what I mean? It's like people practice different systems over the years, and people there might be somebody else with the same name who practices it differently. So you've got to remember, I respect the actual founders, not just of systems or certain schools and that branched off. I respect all of those, but I respect originality, and I respect especially the person who came up, who really invented these original Tai Chi systems. That it used to be called the Grand Ultimate Fist when you talk about Tai Chi, and the Grand Ultimate Fist translated as, if you ask me that in Chinese, I don't know, okay, but Grand Ultimate Fist, and basically Tai Chi was seen as like the mother or the master of all systems, basically, invincible, the best, because you're going in the flow of nature, yin and yang, yin yang, hard and soft, all of that, and which is totally amazing, but it's like talking about being the embodiment of all that. And when like Bruce Lee talks about, be formless, shapeless like water and things like that, And that's what we're talking about. I'm a massive fan of, as I say, in mind and body, by the way, that is, okay? As the martial arts all talk about. But I'm a massive fan of the film Man of Tai Chi. You may hate it, I don't know how you are, but you might love it. I love it, okay? It's directed, by Keanu Reeves, but it's the guy the Chinese guy, Chen, who everything is a Tiger Chen, the guy who the star of that film basically, who's really good at Tai Chi and wushu martial arts. He's amazing, and his Tai Chi in the film is just great to watch. I know it's fight choreography, I understand that, but it's just excellent, okay? And it really carries the spirit of Tai Chi, I feel. Other ones in the past, other films in the past are things like Tai Chi Master, with Jet Li, which was also another English name was Twin Warriors. It was called. Anyway, I'm not going to go into too much detail about movies. I'm talking about real Tai Chi and my experience in learning some real Tai Chi. First of all, I nearly went to another school in London a long time ago to look at. I did check out one class actually. There was two classes I wanted to check out. There was one class I had some basic Tai Chi training. I don't even know what kind of Tai Chi it was, but the class was very, very slow and boring. I don't mean like slow as in slow like the movements. I mean the teacher just there was like, I didn't feel very good at all, and he didn't care. It was all about money, and you just stand there doing a few moves, but it weren't, and I'm not being ignorant. I mean, I know in traditional Kung Fu I've had my good fair share of hardcore training in southern Shaolin from 5 Animals Kung Fu and basic Tai Chi, Qigong as I say, training too, and I know what that's all about, standing, holding positions for a certain amount of time, practicing simple moves. It can be real boring, but it's hard training. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that the first ever Tai Chi training I had, was back in London, was in a school when I tried it out. But it wasn't your typical Tai Chi school. I just think basically they're taking the piss. That's what I feel. This guy, but anyway, he definitely knows something. But whatever, man. Anyway, later on I wanted to check out another school there. There was something about a rainbow Tai Chi or something like that. I've never heard of that before, but it was like, I've always heard things about, apparently, Steven Seagal doing like a rainbow Tai Chi. I've never heard of that, but I know he does it at Aikido, his main style. I love Aikido, by the way. I've never been formally taught Aikido, I will say that. But for Tai Chi, okay, especially Yang style, okay, so Yang Shi Tai Chi Chuan, I learned the form, okay, 24 moves, 26 moves, you might laugh at that for me forgetting the actual number, 24 or 26 moves, whatever, I think it's 24 moves, right? I learned that form off by heart, but this is the thing I want to tell you. What happened was, coming to China, as I say, I continued my martial arts training. Quick recap, I had a background of years of training in martial arts since I was 12. Nothing to boast about, I'm just saying I've done training in martial arts since I was 12. Back in England, a few years of this, a few years of that. I'm not an expert in one style, as I say. I learned a few years of karate, a few years of kickboxing, hardcore. That was a few years of 5 Animal Kung Fu, and the Wing Chun experience was basically like this. Wing Chun's one of my main styles I do, right now. But the Wing Chun training was basically like this. I learned some stuff in that class, the 5 Animal class, because there were people in there who were like teaching me stuff, and plus the teacher himself was showing techniques, but we were like focusing on the 5 Animal system more. But he was like explaining all the time, so I was exposed to some pretty good Wing Chun techniques. So I was saying, we're looking at the people doing it and that and explaining to me. And I used to train with these people who were before or in the class or whenever we had that free moments. And I just found it very fascinating, and what I did is I went to a couple of schools, watched a few demonstrations and things, and I got really into Wing Chun. I started to buy like videos and things like that, VHS back in the day, and stuff like that, reading books too. There were some real good ones. I would like to actually, I wish I could like, you know, tell you about the, refer you to, point you to those, but I can't remember the actual names of those teachers. Oh yeah, there's one guy called Alan Lamb, he's just come back to my mind, I'm just seeing him in my mind now. And there was another guy who was doing like an Asian guy who was doing like good training on the dummy too, and showing applications. But this guy was just like that. He was like talking about the dummy, but he was talking about applications. There was a guy called Alan Lamb. You can check him out. Okay, he might have a channel even online. I don't know. Alan Lamb. That's A-L-A-M. I think. Lamb, you know, L-A-M-B. Alan Lamb's a good Wing Chun practitioner. But you know, back in the day, I was like watching those videos too to try and get more, you know, knowledge about Wing Chun. Then over the years, it just went from there and escalated. What happened was, though, back, as I say, back in the day, before I come to China, I did join, I joined the school. I'm not going to mention the teacher's name. It was another Chinese teacher, but he was like, he's quite like respected and well known, like in London as a Wing Chun teacher. He's like been featured on various Hong Kong Legends like DVDs, segments and stuff too. But this guy, as I say, I went to his class. You know, I just didn't like it. It didn't fit me. The guy was just, to be honest with you, man, this guy just weren't there. He just stayed for the workout, or he'd let somebody else work out with us. Like, the classes were like 1 hour. It was like Monday to Friday. You could go every day of the week as long as you pay your money, you know. And it was like you'd have to call the guy see-through, and you know, see-through, shifu, okay, or see-through. It doesn't matter how you say it. Different pronunciations. It means master in Chinese. And then teacher, kung fu master or teacher. Usually it's called a see-through or shifu in Chinese. But basically, you know, the guy, you know, this guy though was just never there. He was just like out. He just would stay for a bit and he would just go, and he would like leave his students to teach us. And I'm not trying to put them down or whatever the fuck, but it was just like, you know what I mean, where's the dude, you know, who's taking the money from us, you know what I mean? And the funny thing was stretching our legs for a lot of the time. I'm practicing a few kicks and I was thinking, just stretching our legs for half an hour, and then you've got half an hour just mucking about with a few moves by yourself or with some, you know, no offence to like overweight people, and I'm trying to say, you know, I mean, with some unfit looking people just showing us a few moves and then shouting, ha ha, and I was thinking, fuck me, man, come on, excuse my language, okay, excuse my language, I express myself freely, as I say, no, but you know, it just wasn't, I was thinking, I'm paying this money to learn. And then what would happen is the guy would come at the end of the class speaking his like, you know, speaking to us and that, through his like broken English. I'm not trying to put people down for their level of English and that. I'm an English teacher myself here in China. But it's like this guy was just like, he just didn't seem to care, you know what I mean? He would just take your money and he was like, you know, F you guys, you know, he was laughing and that. He would say, oh yeah, we're friends, you can come down to McDonald's with me and have a burger if you like, and you know, making a laugh. And then he'd put on a show. He gets one of his students to put some helmet on, and the guy, he would start boxing the guy's head in and do a few moves and trip the guy down to the ground in a lock or something, show some powerful moves. You can see the guy just working with him anyway. Some of it looked realistic, some of it looked like the guy was just afraid of him anyway. And I just thought that this teacher was definitely skilled. He showed skills in some video segments too, but this teacher I was learning from the Wing Chun, so this guy was just literally a piss taker, to be honest with you. You weren't caring about teaching. I don't put people down, I'm being realistic. What I'm saying, and so I learned with him only for a few weeks. It was like a month or so, but like under a month, about a couple of weeks, I went to the class. I was going like 4 days a week or something. I just got it. I had enough of it. You know what I mean? I had enough of it. And so what I did is I stuck to my 5 animal kung fu with another very good teacher I was learning with at the time. And out of respect, I'm not going to mention names here, okay, because I've mentioned him before. I will talk to him about my teacher and that again in the future, teachers and that, but I'm just trying to say this other teacher I was learning from that was really, really good, and I was doing the kickboxing on the side too. So what happened is I wanted to learn more about Wing Chun, as I say, so I was like buying like videos and stuff and books. I'm giving you a background on my Wing Chun here as well as my Tai Chi, and I guess that's fair because my Wing Chun and my Tai Chi are like my best styles, funnily. But it's like I didn't have as much formal training like face to face. Formal training, I've had karate, kickboxing, 5-animal kung fu and long fist wushu, and basic bagua. They're the ones that have good formal training, like proper training with someone. Bagua the least, but I've had some, but it's like, the thing is, and you can watch that on videos online, check it out, old footage, whatever, but I'm just saying that, for the Wing Chun and my Tai Chi, which is my best style as well, it's like this. I picked up stuff from different sources, the same as I did like with Aikido and things like that, Hapkido, Kempo, Ninjutsu. I picked up so much over the years, Muay Thai stuff too, Krav Maga, whatever's out there. I just pick up a bit of this, a bit of that, and study hard. And you watch some of these videos and you say to yourself, fuck me man, how can you teach yourself from a video? You can only learn so much from it. Believe me, you can only learn so much. That's absolutely right. There's nothing like proper hand to hand and learning with someone face to face, a good teacher with good skills. And I know that. And the training you do, it's like me doing my little bit of teaching, my basic, with the students and that. I'm at my level, and I know I don't lie to myself, but I know exactly what I know, and I stay humble, but I stay true to what I know, and I know that. Just teach training with students, I can see the development, and it really works hand to hand when you're training together, because you learn the feel and learn how to block certain angles and move, and learn about your body and the alignment, but pressure and all of that and balance. But it's like this, the Wing Chun, what happened was I only got that bit of formal training with the Wing Chun. So what I did is I just kept following from the books and the videos I was watching and the books, and over the years I started watching loads of epic stuff online, videos too. Stuff like Master Wong's videos, and it's good stuff, the Wing Chun and Tai Chi. Really good, to be honest with you. And then Gary Lamb, if you know Gary Lamb of Wing Chun, he's great. And I've just been studying so many, and there's other people too online I wish I could point you to, I don't know their names exactly, I could find out. I've been watching intensively, extensively, I've been really studying and training by myself at home, I don't have a wooden dummy of course, but I do it, all the training, I'm teaching myself the forms, I've taught myself numerous forms over the years in different martial arts, or even to halfway of the form and practiced that hardcore and then forgot it, things like that. But it's like, I've taught myself what I know, mostly in the Wing Chun, I'll say that, and I've taught myself to really, and this is me on an ego trip now, is it? No, but seriously, really know my Wing Chun and my Tai Chi, and those two, I've taught myself in a big way how to, just what it's about, and I've just been constantly referencing day to day, day in, day out, getting the alignment, studying, and it's like anyone, no one's got the perfect style. You get two practitioners of Yang family style Tai Chi, let's say Yang Taiji Chuan, and you're going to be totally, you're going to get them different, Not going to be totally, of course there's a standard to be met and all that, the basics, but it's like, you can be in the fine print, you're going to, we go to that level and compared to whoever else, it's ridiculous. So what I want to say basically is so the Wing Chun and the Tai Chi are both like this really for me, but I'm going to get onto that in a moment, okay, the Tai Chi part, if you bear with me on this Halloween night, y'all. But the Wing Chun, to me it just fit, man. I just trained so damn hard. It's funny, I'm not into JKD or Bruce Lee much. I know he's a great fighter, he was, but what he was expressing was self-expression. He was talking about anyway, and people get confused with that. What I'm trying to say is JKD is great and everything, but it's I'm not going to put it down. For me, I like Wing Chun and I love so many other martial arts. You see me doing the wushu in the videos and stuff, or whatever I'm doing, basics, and different kinds of martial arts, but it's I float my own way and I float all, but I wouldn't say that's JKD as such. I think people get absolutely confused when you talk about Wing Chun, then you're doing all these fancy big kickboxing or whatever, and then you're doing grappling. It just gets confusing. And it's the same way as like you got fucking MMA and stuff like that, which I hate to say. I'm not going to go into much detail, but what I'll say though is like this: the Tai Chi, okay, it's a similar thing. So the Wing Chun, I just developed my style and I train hardcore. I train in different kinds of methods, using anything I could with the Wing Chun, using the door frames, trees and stuff to condition my arms, using that center line, practicing my stance work and all of the different methods and all the basics, getting it right, studying from different teachers and stuff. And I've done the same kind of thing with Tai Chi too, studying different concepts, collecting DVDs, videos, watching all kinds of stuff, the Yang style, the Chen style, basic Chen style, but I don't know a lot about the Chen style, and I kind of like give up on it. Other styles too, like the Sun or Sun style, different styles, but there's different styles, okay. And again, when you're talking about like the internal styles, mainly you got like the three main ones are the internal styles. You've got Bagua, Singing, and Tai Chi. Okay, it's funny. I love the way it was put before, like about even like BT, Black Taoist online epic guy. Okay, he was talking about that too. How it's like Bagua goes around the house. Singing goes through the house, and Tai Chi fills the house, or the room. So Bagua goes around the room, because they walk in the circle. Singing walks through the room to go in a straight line, and then Tai Chi fills the room, which is like flowing, like it's like water. It fills any space and absorbs it. So Tai Chi is the best, I would say, out of those. But I've never been into Singing, but definitely Wing Chun. Talking about straight on the centre line, directness. But Tai Chi is great, but what I'll say is a case like this, the Tai Chi there, what happened was with the Tai Chi is like this. I witnessed a lot of training of Tai Chi here in China. I learned some long fist wushu and weapons with a teacher, and then the Bagua I learned with another teacher. But it was like, I witnessed lots of training, I was watching, and I learned bits and pieces. Only little tiny bits and pieces from people, but I started to get into it a bit, and not like these old people in the parks mucking around and just doing their bit of exercise. I mean, really was interested in it. And I started to study different parts and aspects of Tai Chi and different styles. And I started to watch videos, and you did get different kinds too, like Wudang, for example, Wudang. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I'm a big fan of them. They talk about the internal and different kinds of Tai Chi too, fast and slow and all kinds of methods. It's not just like some people think, a modern day exercise, 5 minutes of yoga, it's not just pissing around, it's for your, body, and it's for training, and it takes time. And they train slow in Tai Chi to train your whole body, every muscle. I've found that it really trains you in every muscle, in every part of your body, to work, to become stronger, more flexible. You have to flow, to be softer, you have to hold those positions and move so slowly and control. So it's training the strength of your body. So when you totally relax, you've got to practice to relax and not relax, that's the power. But excuse that, that's noise outside, excuse that. Neighbours and stuff. Literally though, so it's training to be stronger. I feel Tai Chi teaches you so much about balance perfectly, in and out, outside of the movement you flow, and then where your center is and how to balance it. The Tai Chi's helped me a damn lot. It teaches you, about balance basically, not only in the philosophy for life, which it's all about, but also from the physical training you can really feel it. And it's helped me a damn lot. It's brought everything together. My Wing Chun, the kickboxing, the karate, even the long fist wushu I was doing, and all of that, even the Bagua, all of that, the South, stuff in the 5 animal styles I was learning and all that, it's all just, I can feel it, and it all balances and flows, I can feel every line of my balance. Even every morning when I'm doing some exercises and that and stretching, the long fist wushu is kind of like exaggerated and the moves quite big in that, flowing fancy, but good energy in it. You see the Shaolin monks doing more hardcore stuff like that, but it's like, for example, with the, Tai Chi, you're talking about flowing and through the whole thing, and so when I'm doing my workout every morning, I can feel essences of the Tai Chi always throughout. I had to balance on one leg, standing there, feeling the whole power. I'm standing within a ball and it's like flowing within water. I can feel where the energy is and the hard and the soft. Every line of balance. It just teaches you balance and power within a relaxed kind of feeling, and how to not exert your power. And in a fighting situation, you're really talking about that, absorbing all the energy. When they push, you pull, and they pull, you push, and you're flowing through with footwork, staying rooted in no stance, and it's trained you to be so strong, but you're using the opponent's attacking force against him, and it teaches you so much. And I believe if you've got knowledge of different styles like Aikido, Hapkido, things like that, and again things like ninjutsu, specifically the taijutsu, the bare hand styles, I love all that kind of stuff. Kempo again, where you've got the flowing hands and getting into different locks and things, or just absorbing in and chucking out. And with the barbed wire, it just works really well, I feel. Now, let's go again. With Tai Chi then, it's like this, the different styles, you're very confused, you might not know which one to study, and there's different teachers too. It's hard to find good teachers, but in China there are parks of people training every morning. You're finding parks, a lot of old people mainly. It's sad, in recent years you'll find there's more people, more old people in China doing this techno music dancing. You'll find it in parks and weird music and exercising with the dancing more than traditional forms of exercise like Tai Chi. But this is what gets me peed off and angry. Tai Chi is not just an exercise, it's a fighting martial art, and it's epic, really. So what I'm trying to say is, if you get that mistaken, okay, and you think you just do 5 minutes knockabout, it's up to you, but fair enough, you can do exercise for a little bit here and there. I'm sure it's talking about Tai Chi is a proper martial art, and it talks about health. So the way I see it, sometimes in some aspects the greatest degree of health, and in some aspects of fighting the greatest degree, and then the mindset and the philosophy, and it's all about yin and yang, which is all about the philosophy of life and nature and everything. And then the physical, so that you can see why it was called the Grand Ultimate Fifth back in the day. Now again, Master Wong is one of my favourite exponents. Seeing him do combat Tai Chi and stuff like that online, it's amazing, it's incredible what he does. You'll see other people what's his name, I can't pronounce his name, Chen Xiaowang, a Chinese guy who does, he's very famous, one of the most famous ones in a Chen style Tai Chi, he's just an awesome, he's a master too. We talk about real fighting though, with Tai Chi, people ain't got a clue. You talk about MMA, people putting them down like Wing Chun, Tai Chi or Kung Fu, they'll just laugh at you if you talk about that and say that's going to win in a fight. And then there are people, there's also people who come up with that different BS too, stuff like saying, oh yeah, well look at how those Wing Chun people lost in the fight to Muay Thai in the ring and things like that. There's been fights, you can find online of footage. But I agree with Master Watts, see through, what's his name? Professor Watts, the guy, I don't even know him, a Wing Chun guy, he's been featured on that Black Tower's channel and that. That guy is a Wing Chun expert. He's got a great deal of knowledge in Wing Chun. I don't know exactly which specific school, but Wing Chun, but it's whatever. That individual has got some skills in Wing Chun, he's a teacher, and it's he even said, those people in the ring, the reason they're getting knocked the fuck out, he said, basically, is because they're Wing Chun shit, and they're just going in there, they're doing boxing, whatever, or they're just going exactly like the form standing there like that, and they're not flowing and free in it. And it's not supposed to be about, you can make Wing Chun work if you're fluid and free and start to adapt it to the fight. No, because then if you say that, you're just being a dickhead. If your kickboxing's better, use your kickboxing, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is if you train to the right level and you train good, it's always room for improvement. If you train hard in your martial arts, then Wing Chun, for example, in Mandarin Chinese is Yong Chun Chuan, okay? Wing Chun, okay? If you train hard, that you will quickly surpass any of that. I'm not trying to compare styles at all. It depends on the individual uses it. What gun's better? That's ridiculous. It's who uses it. But still, you know what I mean? There's less knowledge, so less skill in handling a gun. But in a martial art, you're talking about something else. So sort of like Wing Chun, you know, it's very deep and it's very simple at the same time, and it will, you know, if you've got good Wing Chun, you should be able to deal with attacks very easily. But more better, I was saying. You know, going off the subject now, we can talk about who's good, better fighters and what's better to use in what situation. That's not what I'm talking about. My background, I would say, going back again, so the Wing Chun was, I told you about. The Tai Chi then says mostly, I learned mostly in Yang style, so Yang Shi, okay, TAIJI Yang family Tai Chi. But I didn't learn so much as I say. I just learned bits and pieces from people. I say, like the people that I was training with around that time, like the Bhagwan teacher and people like that around his, some of his students and friends and things like that. I was like learning bits and pieces, watching. But what happened was I got very, very interested, you know, wanting to know more about it, and I started watching all kinds of videos online and started learning that. And what happened was I bought myself a DVD of the form, okay, the 24 or 26 form, that was the Yang style. I found that was kind of like a basic one. I feel it was kind of simple. I found the Chen style, or Chen, okay, is more a complicated style. I feel it's got hard, soft, fast, like explosive movements, all kinds of methods. I've trained like bits and pieces looking at that online and different videos and stuff and DVDs. But it's like, I found it kind of hard and it was like hard to understand. But most Tai Chi styles are like very similar in their body, in their mechanics, in terms of the balance of the body and the movement and the alignment, you know, and the rounded moves and like holding the ball, for example. In the Yang family style, okay, Yang Shi, they talk a lot about that ball position. And I was able to teach myself this main like basic form. I had my background in the basic, you know, long fist wushu training, as I say formally. And I found like similarities, and I just started to learn. And I just taught myself that form, and I just practiced every morning the form, you know, at home. Either like before I went out to do long fist wushu training, or after it I'll just do the form a bit. And you know, that's extra training, that's hardcore, you know what I mean? And but it was like I was doing this form, I was teaching myself at home, and I've always had this ability to like teach myself things like that and use my imagination. I've created countless forms of like my little own patterns and stuff of move sets and things by myself over the years, and you know, things like that. And played around with the training, but it's like focused, you know, and train my body in a rigorous, like, you know, a rigorous repetitions of whole forms, or like half of the form and get it down in the next half, breaking it into groups of moves. What happened is I'm not perfect at it, so when you see those old footage, the old videos, if you do go back and see the old ones on my other channels, like Demsley pointed out, a few like Tai Chi videos from the past, you know, they're not perfect. You'll see me doing what I'm doing. In some of the videos I do stuff and it looks better, in some of the stuff it ain't so good. But I do what I do, and to be honest with you, I've got so much experience in training, as in studying a percentage of Tai Chi and Wing Chun, both of these, from formal training with people, and then the rest of it from different sources, studying and teaching myself. But it's like I've got such deep training over the years of training all of my martial arts, the formal stuff and the stuff by myself, and studying it properly, the Wing Chun and the Tai Chi. I'm not just making up bullshit like I know what I know and blah blah blah. It's like, for example, right now, I don't even know the whole form of any Tai Chi form, and I don't even know any Wing Chun form in whole. But I mostly teach this stuff. I mostly teach my Wing Chun to whoever I can, and Tai Chi, and I know what I know. And you say, well, what the fuck's going on? Am I bullshitting people around, or what the fuck? But I'm just being honest with you. I'm kind of past all that, trying to advertise my stuff online and say, oh yeah, you know, I'll teach you this and that. I'll just show what I can do, and that's it. But it's like when you're face to face, I don't want to get into a fight with somebody, get myself knocked the fuck out, or knock you the fuck out. Or as I say, for example, you know, but it's like when you're together with someone else humbly, you can like teach each other a lot about what you know, about what you've gained from life, from your self-practice and study. But the good thing about me is I feel I am kind of unique in myself. I know people such as Demsley and other people online who are similar to me, as in terms of background in martial arts, some formal training, some self-practice, you know, things like that. But it's like, it's kind of unique, and I'm kind of special. I feel in my way, in myself. I'm not going to put an ego. I'm just going to say different to some people, as in I'm humble as a bitch, humble as a motherfucker. Excuse my language. Behind the door, behind closed doors, and on my own training, no one, you wouldn't know. But it's like I know damn well how true I am to the arts. Not just because I believe I'm true and all this. It's like, oh yeah, let's get into a fight now, test you out then, Rich, come on. I don't mean that. I'm saying, from the stuff I've been able to teach people over the years, training with them, about different methods in blocking, standing rooted, self-defense, from all the different aspects of the martial arts. One thing I've found, and Jackie Chan even said this too, a lot of the martial arts are really, really similar in their techniques. I'm not playing around, respect to all the styles, definitely is what they are. But it's like they are. That white crane system is really similar to Wing Chun. You can find elements of that in Tiger, Mantis, all different kinds of methods. So as I say, singing again. You might get Barbara technique, which is similar to Aikido, turning around and cutting on that centre line, using your palms in certain ways. And the alignment of the body, that basics, karate, taekwondo, hapkido, they're all kind of similar. And basic like punches and blocks, you might find in ninjutsu too, you know what I mean? So they're all very, very similar. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just, and Jackie Chan once said, he said, all the styles are similar really. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to like Tai Chi, right, it's like, I'm not going to mess around. That's why I always say RC Wing Chun, RC Taiji Combat. What do you think that is? That's Richard Clark, basically. But I feel funny to say, it's Richard Clark style Wing Chun, or Clark style Tai Chi. It's like, am I ever being a stupid arsehole living in a dream world or what? I'm not trying to say that. But what I am trying to say is, I know damn well what works. Because I've had, just playing around with people and stuff, like students I've trained with, fair enough I'm teaching a lot of women and I've taught a kid before too, but it's like, I've taught men too, and I've had people that play around with me, like big tough guy, not fighting, but like, a big fat guy there was, things like just grabbing onto me and stuff, playing around from the back and grabbing my arm, and I've done certain techniques where I've been able to break out of that, and I know how well I can apply and stand rooted and use certain techniques, like the various locks, the various methods of moving, manipulating your body. I know exactly what works for me, and I know that if I was going to stand in this centre of this room now, because I've done training with students before too, I know that, let's say, I've done things on the way I train and stuff, that I'll train with like 1 or 2 students, and I'll get them to, I'll stand in front of the wall, let's say, very close to the wall, or I'll say like, can you like pull me off of the wall, or like, can you push me into the wall, or away from this square, off this line. And we used to train, I like come up with different training methods, for example, for like Wing Chun, especially like, when you're on the centre line, and you've got to fight on that centre line, I'll have us standing like sticky hands all the time, pushing hands, sticky hands, all that, standing on the centre line, and you'll be like, with the stand rooted in, it's like, who can push the other guy off the line first and move? Can you retreat, or can you move, advance, things like without stepping, side stepping or circle stepping, things like working the whole movement, and like wherever they come at, whatever pressure they come at, you just go straight into the lock, absorb it, chuck them back, working with absorbing the yin and yang forces of pressure, and it's all still fully when I talk about, I know exactly, I'm able to stand centered and become nothing when I need to, and absorb the whole weight, whatever's coming, no matter how strong it is, I can absorb it right in, find the hole, and I can see all the openings where I can strike in or go to different moves. I'm not saying I'm invincible, but this is the kind of logic that people like O Sensei and the founder of Aikido, Japanese Aikido, and the founders of all the different traditional Tai Chi systems, this is what they're talking about. They weren't thinking that I want to become part of your academy and and the club, the Tai Chi club. It wasn't like that. It was followed, what's been taught by so-and-so, focus on the wall from these teachers. I know that lineage is important, but it wasn't about that. This guy was talking about relaxing, and you realise how you study like basic moves, martial arts, but this guy, O Sensei, the same as any of these masters, the founders, they weren't practicing anything but themselves. That's what they were practicing, their self, their mind, their attitude, their body. They understand basic moves and how to block and strike, how to do those the violent techniques, but then they learn how to go with the flow of nature and how to just let the pressure just pass, on whatever angle, and just go direct and live your life healthily. And I'm doing the same training. Absolutely, the fucking, excuse my language, the same training. So if I come up to you with a black eye, or no black eye, whatever, and I say, you know, I get into fights every day, man, or I've been in millions of fights and I've won every single one, or look at all my battle scars and all this, whatever, or I've got, you know, that's the fake stuff. But it's like, if you're avoiding fights, first of all, you're a master straight away. You know, I mean, basically, you're able to avoid as much negativity, stay healthy and sane yourself, logical, smart, wise, as healthy as possible, you know. But then it's like, the fighting techniques you don't let the people see. If you know the techniques you know, what Masaki Hatsumi again, Soke, you know, the ninjutsu or Bujinkan, excellent. And what he said is, I'm not teaching you how to fight here, he said, I'm teaching you how to control evil. That is what we're really doing here. Wonderful words. Just controlling yourself, basically, because evil is a lack of self-control. So whatever's coming at you, just controlling yourself so that just goes past. So, if I had to be honest with you, I wouldn't say I'm doing Yang style, Yang TAIJI Chuan now. I learned the basic form. I taught myself in the past, and I taught myself various aspects of Tai Chi. But right now, it's like Wing Chun and Tai Chi combined. My system is like RC Wing Chun Tai Chi, Richard Clark's Wing Chun Tai Chi, or you can say RC Wing Chun and RC Tai Chi Combat. I have the word combat on sometimes to my videos when I'm talking about it, but it's like, you know, it's all theory on video and you will never know what I know. But if I'm sitting in the chair here and you just kill me out, you know, come and punch me in the head, then, you know, for a joke, I'm just trying to say, you know, then you can say whatever you want. It's like, there could be a general, there could be the best shooter in the world of guns, but he could be sleeping there, or you poison his food and you just kill the guy. So, but you could not deny that he had so much skill. You know, as I just said to you before. So what I'm trying to say is, I know what I know. If you was humble enough, anyone to stand with me and train, I can teach you exactly what I know. But then again, you will turn around and say, well, look, you know, I don't really want to learn from someone who's been reading books and just fucking around playing with himself at home, you know, like Mr. Jack. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, it's not like that at all. I've studied from real knowledge what's out there. Let's say, you know, they get videos and stuff online. You might be interested in ninjutsu. You might want to watch Stephen Hayes. He's got some good videos online. And so what are you going to say? You're face to face with Stephen Hayes in a classroom learning martial arts. Then you're not always going to have that chance to be hand to hand with him, are you? In any formal martial arts class, you just watch what they've shown. They're not going to explain to you for a whole hour and a half to 2 hours. You on it. They're just going to show a few techniques, get you to practice. Any questions? That's it. And you train with your partner, whatever. So still, most of you learn from watching and then practicing. So when you've got a video or something like that, when they explain it very clearly because they want their money, you're able to watch the same thing. You're demonstrating techniques, you learn and you train at home. But when you get formal training, you was face to face with Stephen Hayes or someone like Gary Lamb, hand to hand, Wing Chun, and you train every day with someone who knows their stuff, you're going to get some real good skill. So what you do in the martial arts is you don't complain, you get the knowledge from whatever sources you can, try and get as close as you can to the source. But the most important thing is train what you learn, train what you study, and study what you train. It's all about experience and creating that realisticness. And don't just practice a certain way, oh I know it all now, you watch and you train and see what works. Because one day you practice your Wing Chun and your elbows up that high and you go, oh yeah, I learned this from so-and-so. And then you realise one day you get in trouble because your elbow's too high and they push it up and get you into a lock. And every little point you just didn't study high enough. You say, what? I've watched that video 99 times. Yeah, you can watch somebody else's video too. Read books, you can get closer to the source. Go and speak to certain practitioners, go and practice with them. It's different kinds of martial arts and study exactly pressure and all kinds of lessons about balance and body. You understand the Tai Chi, different kinds of exercises and the wushurichard, it all teaches you about balance in the body. When you watch other things, like I found studying from different sources, watching things like, there's all kinds of material you can watch online about Aikido, ninjutsu and all that. Hapkido, you'll learn a lot about pressure and different kinds of alignment, locks and self-defense techniques, and you start to realise that how the whole body works and the mechanics, the science of it. Basically, that's what I'm talking about, right? Then you talk about the spirit and all that, but before I say, you know what I mean? So it's basically, what I'm doing now is like my own way of training, Kung Fu and martial arts in general. All of the stuff I do. I do 5 animal Kung Fu, or I do Crane and Tiger. Damn, I can't show you a Crane or a Tiger form. It's like, I can show you anything. I've studied years of karate, I can't show you the forms now. You know what I mean? There's people online, like famous martial artists, that world-renowned martial artist. What's his name? I can't think of his name now. I forgot his name. There's a guy, a famous, well-known martial artist, you know, there's people that have studied different arts like karate and this and that, but they can't remember every single form. They wouldn't be able to show you that again now because it's gone over the years. But all of the skills, everything they've learned over the years and they've trained is within their system and their own flow. That's why you get people creating their own systems. You say they're just disguising the truth, blah blah, making up shit. No, it's because that's what it is, their expression of what they do, and half of it is that. But as a human being, martial arts is teaching us to practice ourselves, and it's the lesson of life, and how to walk this whole path and learn from your life experience, the whole life journey, martial arts. And that. So everything I've learned, I feel grateful for, you know, the karate, the kickboxing, all that in the past. So what I'm trying to say is, it's all knowledge. And then when you practice, you know, it's the reality. You can't just say you practice Tai Chi, do the ball, and you do a movement here and a movement there, and it looks kind of like the DVD, you know, it looks kind of like the guy doing the part. And then you find out you don't know anything about balance. Study your structure, get someone to actually push you. Do those moves from the form. Do those things from the form. You practice with your so-called teacher, or you practice from your so-called DVD learner, wherever you are. I don't care, self-taught or taught with from someone. Don't just practice that shit. Listen to your body, the exercise, and also get someone, a non-practitioner of the martial arts, or someone with a skill, whatever, and get them to like yank you, push you out of it, or you know, not be careful now, but to really like pull you from that spot. Tai Chi is about absorbing and being able to go with the flow and just stay on that spot, so nothing can move you. There's nothing can move. I can Tai Chi, or I'm strong. I don't mean that. I'm saying you just flow. If there's points where you just flow with a perfect flow here, and then you find this part's hard, and someone pushes here, your back starts moving. It doesn't work. You don't learn how to drop and how to absorb and change into any shape. You can be very flexible, you know what I mean, and rigid. So if you understand basic techniques, directness of Wing Chun, flow in different lots, as I say, like Aikido, Taijitsu, Ninjitsu, Hapkido, things like that, you learn a lot. So it's like, you know what I mean? Long range fighting, punches, kicks, weapons, whatever, all that, you know, movements, forms, karate katas, whatever. But I'm just saying, it all helps each other, wushu form, balancing, all that. You might be a dancer or a ballet, you see people doing this like, you see on TV, you see dancing with the stars, and there's crazy dancing and hip-hop dancing. Some of these people are really good at their balance and their flexibility and the way they move their body, the ice skaters and that, and it's beautiful. And they've got real good potential if they were to learn martial arts. Martial arts is much deeper than that, it's not just the physical, but it's like the spirit through the physical, the internal, like a tree growing from the inside to the outside, and the way they learn that balance, things like that. Behind Mark again, okay, Mark once said to me also about kicks and things back in the past, beautifully. Mark once said to me, my good friend Ryan, I've been able to learn a lot from him in the Hapkido, bits and pieces, but it's like, Mark once said to me many years back, that on a video that I was training, I was doing like kicks and I was kicking a tree in the snow back a long time ago, and my friend Mark online, he said, you know, watch what's happening, Richard, look at your balance every time you kick that tree. And literally I was looking at it, it's like kind of like putting myself off balance. Sometimes I was slipping past the tree slightly, sometimes I was like pushing myself back a bit, and I was realising it's not how much you can hit something or try and strike someone or what the fuck, no, you've got to learn what you're doing. You've got to learn about that, you know, to be hard and soft, and learn to feel the balance and the amount of pressure you're putting out and absorbing in there, and there's a balance. Learn what hard and soft means. So when you learn that, and it's not just about attacking, it's about defensive martial arts too, so you're absorbing what's coming out. So those were great lessons. Balance of the body and positioning for alignment and structural, you know. So the Tai Chi, I do my own kind of Tai Chi. So basically this is Richard Clarke's Tai Chi, Clarke style Tai Chi, Richard or Wing Chun. And it's RC Wing Chun I call it, Richard Clarke's Wing Chun just for that. And Tai Chi, Taiji combat, you know, I call it. But really, he's taught me a lot. So I'm not a Tai Chi expert, I'm not a Wing Chun expert, but I would say I'm an expert in my system, definitely. And my system is nowhere near fucking invincible. I get myself knocked the fuck out if I go into a ring of MMA or some thugs on the street. But I believe that if someone's going to put their hands on me from the training we do constantly, hand to hand, working with the drills and working all the alignment of the body, I know damn well what works because I train with the students and I can feel it. Whenever they push the shoulder, you absorb that in, get into an easy shoulder, elbow, you can feel every motion. They're coming in, as soon as the body turns around, throw back, you can feel it up, down when the hands are sticking together, you can feel the whole flow. You've got to feel the whole flow when the energy is going of the opponent, not just try to beat you, feel the energy, look at the alignment, the balance of that person's root, the centre, stay on the centre. So Tai Chi, I can't express it in words, but Tai Chi definitely. So I know what I know about Tai Chi, and I know it works damn well for me, and I combine it together in the close range with the Wing Chun, then expand it out with the big moves. So I'm constantly flowing from small to big, small to big. But you know, the more you talk about more long range and further out you're going, like long kicks and things, you know, further out, you know, bow and arrow, then you really, which is good training. I think that bow and arrow teaches you a lot about your centre, but that's about long range. So I'm just saying, for example, not that I had any formal training in that ever, but I'm just saying, longer range you are, the further you are from a problem, the less you need, you know, there. So you train the centre to understand the furthest is that, you know what I mean? Like the journey from a million miles starts first in the heart, you know, in the mind. So you've got to train it all here for anything in the outside in the real life to mean anything. That's what it's about. Don't pressure yourself for this or that. If you are constantly getting pushed around by this or that, or you're trying to deal with this face on with this or that, then that's what you have got to deal with. It's a problem. And you constantly are training to stand strong, be avoiding negativity, so you don't even need to do anything. But when you do meet it, you're just not meeting anything with force. And then when you feel the weakness and when they open, you know, the first sort of pushy hands, and you just throw back, you know, you can feel. Yes, I can't express it in words now. I'm losing my words, if you can see. I'm speaking to you here. But I thank you very much for watching, and thank you gently for your interest to and asking me, my bro. So when you see me performing in Tai Chi forms back in the day, and especially the Yang family style, when I was doing it back then more so, I do have to review some bits and pieces, but it's like, you know, when you see it, you might say, I did it pretty good. Thank you if you do like it, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the old videos I did. And, you know, I'm not trying to trick anybody, you know, play everybody off like I'm just making it up like I'm the master and that, not at all. I know what I know. It's the same way like you've got a Black Taoist, BT with his barbed wire. He got good experience in barbed wire, you know, with teachers in China and stuff. And he's done his own formal training, but he's even said himself that the formal training, the study of what he knows, is really the deep stuff. That's what he's really learned from his training. And he said he applies it in his own way. You know, and it's called like urban barbed wire for the street, real fighting, and he blends out and thinks about how to adapt the techniques with his like street fighting that style and work the traditional forms in and everything, and stay true to the art. Traditional, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's really, really about. That's what you've got to do in true Kung Fu and Kung Fu martial arts. The true original founders of this system, the masters, were like, they didn't care about 200 years later who's still passing it on and who learned from who and that. They laugh at you about that. You see, be natural in yourself. It's actually a true nature way, you know. It's like Tai Chi and Aikido, I'm saying O-Sensei, people like that, you know, we're talking about that. People put down Steven Seagal. I think he's an amazing martial artist, an absolute master, legend, you know. He's the first person, one of the first people to have like a school, you know, teaching Aikido in Japan as a Westerner. But I forget that, I'm just trying to say, you know, go in the flow of nature. Learn about your balance of your body, the alignment, how to block, how to strike and all that, fair enough. But you know, that's what it's about. So for me, I know the alignment, the round lines, the straight lines, the big, small can flow, absorbing in, going in with the Wing Chun, you know, working all that. I know exactly what I know. It's like, I don't know the whole forms and stuff to show you, but I know exactly that I know that system and it's all within me. Absolutely not pissing around, because I know, I'm not saying I'm an expert, I know everything, but I know damn well. I know so much more Wing Chun and Tai Chi than some people out there who've had more formal training than me under so-and-so bloody teacher's school, who's got a photo on the wall and they're paying money for and wearing the t-shirt, whatever. And I know damn lot more science and martial arts than some people who are doing this MMA, who actually go in the ring and they're good fighters. But it's like, we all know what we do. You don't compare it to people, but you train what you train. Do you think like Yip Man, let's say, I don't care he's the teacher of Bruce Lee, let's say Yip Man, for example, yeah, when it is in a Mandarin Chinese, do you think he would compare himself to somebody else? Yip Chun or whatever, never, you know what I mean? People, it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? You wouldn't do that, you just do what you do. You get together hand to hand, practice your sticky hands, or practice your skill, like two boxers that test each other out. Well, what if you just do what you do for that moment? How you move in that moment? Punching, how you slip that punch, or you missed that one, or you blocked that one. You don't be too stupid about it, you know what I mean? But it's like, you can't piss yourself around. I stand in the centre of the room, and I get students and people to push me around and pull me around. I stand there and literally absorb what I can in. As soon as I feel there's pressure and they push me, I literally go and move flying out of the way. And I'll be humble about it, and I say to the students, so that's what it is. But it doesn't happen a lot. As soon as they come, I just grab the arm, get into a control, my foot's in the right place, lock in with the knee, trips, going in, not being careful not to hurt my student if I'm striking in, going in, showing and flowing how all the different drills work. I've got my syllabuses and everything, and I studied year after year, day after day, trained in my bed, laying in my bed in the pitch black, getting up in the night, going to the toilet, stretching my legs on the bed, beside the bed too. You don't even know, I've been through different things over the years, living at a prison, you've got no idea, but I train in the room, going out to parks, freezing cold in the snow and ice, just training, just constantly on trees, conditioning, learning about the balance, thinking about different moves, going back and studying videos, waking up early hours in the morning, constant training, studying, reading other stuff, watching Kung Fu, this, that, videos, documentaries, books, studying people, asking people, watching other people train, going to watch competitions and stuff, Kung Fu competitions I've watched here in China, things like that, all kinds of stuff. I've studied intensively. And I'm not boasting about that's what I really do. I don't just watch and then, try and do the moves, I'm a skinny cunt. Do some weights sometimes, but I'm a kind of thin guy, but it's like mostly the technique in martial art what's important. But I don't just put on all that shit. I get people to the man with it, strong body, let's say, people to grab onto me, try to move, try and push me into that wall, stay very close to it, and I'll just try and manipulate and block whatever those hands coming in, striking. And if it's working, then to me that's good Kung Fu, whether it be Wing Chun, Tai Chi, Five Animals, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, Richard Clark's fucking Kung Fu, whatever you want to call it, I don't give a fuck, magic. But it's like, whatever, but it's like, I've come up with different concepts over the years, but I do traditional stuff where I train from the traditional arts and apply it my way. You watch that 36 Chamber Shaolin movie, and otherwise I return to the 36 Chamber Shaolin with Gordon Liu in the classic. In the end of that film, he even says it, he doesn't even know what he's doing, he's like blocking against the opponents, and he says, I've never learned any Kung Fu in the temple, I was in the temple cleaning and working and stuff, and they said, what do you mean you've learned no Kung Fu? And they're attacking him, and he's blocking, he said, please don't hit me, he said, I'm not lying to you, I don't know any Kung Fu. And he didn't realise that all that time, learning from while he was in the temple and that, in the film, doing the work and that, scaffolding and balancing, he actually learned a great deal without knowing it. So what I'm trying to say is, it's not about the mind and the t-shirt you wear, the logo and the name, but it's where you got the information. The information and the physical training is what you are and what you do every day. That's what you are. You are what you do. Even if you know it or fucking not. And the reactions of whatever you've gained will be there, believe me. That's your Kung Fu. If it's good, if it's bad reactions, you're fucked up. You need to practice something useful. And for yourself, not just pick some shit. So what's going on is, when you see him training, in the end of the film, that's the philosophy they're trying to show. And he's blocking, and he's just, what? And he gets like about 6 people all trapped up, locked on the floor and that. You might say it's a film, theatrical, but it's real. And the meaning's there, and the techniques, and they're saying, God, he said, how did you do that? He said, that's Kung Fu. He said, really? This is Kung Fu? He starts laughing, and he starts blocking and that. He said, oh yeah, okay, this is Kung Fu. He doesn't even know. And he said, what kind of Kung Fu is this? And he has to make up a name for it, because he doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. Now, how much stuff do you think you've learned over the years that might be bullshit? Do you ever think of that? Or names of stuff that people have made up? You go and learn from some famous teacher who tells you his teacher is Chen, whoever the fuck, of Tai Chi, right? And he says, yeah man, our master used to show us this move. This is called the rising pigeon. I bet you never knew that this move existed. The golden tiger grabs the magic chicken, grabs the fucking, and you'll believe it, because you believe anything they give you, just pay the money. You say, no, I won't, man, I do MMA, man. Grapple, ground and pound, whatever the fuck. I hope you're never in a riot situation. You know what I mean? Guns are there for self-defense. So one day you get shot, you feel the pain, Or some people get shot in the head, they never come back from that. Martial arts are teaching you about logic in life. Avoid negativity, science, control the self, mind, body, balance, that's what it's about. So Tai Chi, absolutely all the way. I'm a big fan of Tai Chi. Tai Chi, okay, not the slow stuff. I mean, I'm not saying just like living in a dream world, I'm saying Tai Chi. And I don't train like the full forms every day, not because I'm lazy or it's hard work, because I do different kind of training what suits me and I do what I do. But if you train to do Tai Chi every day, great. So if you run up some stairs, I'm not advising you to run up and down stairs, but if you run upstairs, and so you're skipping up, you'll find that you're using your body weight and you're training your muscles, and the stairs aren't killing you, it's the way you move your body up those stairs. You walk, like, don't go out, you just sit on a chair all day, and you start walking up some steps, your legs will be like, you're out of breath, your body's in the wrong position, your back's all hunched over, someone will push you, you lose your balance very easily, because you don't know how to like straighten up. It's like when you're standing on a bus, I've said before, when the bus starts to turn and you start to lose your balance, you start reaching out for things to grab the bar, and you miss. You know what I'm saying? It's actually not about that at all. It's your balance, you're able to control, feel your center with your legs, and the alignment, you won't even need to grab onto something. So you've got free hands to hold your baby, or your chips you're eating from your bag. You know what I'm saying? So if I say, if you're learning all that, so if you're skipping upstairs really fast, you're fine. But it's like when you start walking very slowly up a staircase, walking up and down, and deliberately squatting your legs somewhat and walking up, you'll find your legs start to burn. But I promise you, if you do that slowly day after day, you know what I mean, and do squats, and your legs will get very powerful. And if you train your whole body, you know, then your whole body will be very powerful. My God, and you're doing power arms. What's going to happen is you end up being so strong. You'll be like a wrestler. You'll be like able to grab people, wrap their arms up, sit with the weight, just crush people up. But what the thing is that what you're doing is you don't. In Tai Chi, the amazing thing is you're training the hard and the soft. So you're so strong that you don't give them fucking anything. They come at you, grabbing you, and you just absorb it in with no effort. All of their forces go the other way. So when you do meet someone who's stronger than you, which you will in this life, because nobody's invincible, there's always people that are stronger than you, no matter how big your fucking ego. That's why you've got to learn humble from the spirit side and the body side. Humble. And, you know, and help them to fall in the way they want to go. You know what I mean? And learn, you know, martial arts is about defensive fighting. When to defend, the reason we strike, the reason we strike is the same reason we block, or we dodge or run away, because we don't want to get hurt. So you learn to be able to block, trap, protect your center line, protect every part of your body in the angle with whatever you've got, and your health, not giving up your breath. You can control your breath naturally, you know, and feel the flow of their movements. You don't just make up bullshit. Someone says to you, how are you? And you say 50p please. No, you say, how are you? So I'm fine, thank you. Would you like some help? Yes please. Not, would you like some help? Fuck you. It's not the way to say it. You've got to listen. And then, you know, cross the road, look at the cars going by. You play a game of chess, yeah? Or snooker, pool, whatever, or ping pong, whatever. It's all relying, basketball, football, on the reaction of the position of everything. You flow the best way you flow. It's not like you're Magic doing a show there on a basketball pitch, of course, is it? Excuse me. No, you're moving in the right alignment with all that flowing that's going on around you. You're a good swimmer, yeah, you're a good swimmer, but maybe you're not a good swimmer in violent, rocky seas, water, but if you've got good, excellent control in your body, maybe you'll still be good as a good surfer on the sea, or a good jamming, like someone on the violin, someone on a fucking, what do you call it, a violin and a guitar or whatever, and somebody who's playing it together, you know. You know, you'll be able to flow with that and feel, you know what I mean? So some of the dancers, yeah, or the same as fucking a visual, like martial arts expert, like a movie choreography and things like that, you know. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about being in the flow with nature, with what the nature is in whatever situation. Someone's speaking different cultures, different situations, how they speak, how they be. So Tai Chi is teaching you about your center. Not teaching you how to hold the ball, how to do the crane. Oh, I look like a bird. Oh dear, put my leg in the air, you know, if you have to stretch my leg, I can kick you in the fucking air. No, life ain't about that. You know what I mean? Don't grapple you down, I'll wrestle you. I'll hold you there, and I'll beat blood out of your head. That's not what it's about. You're getting confused. It's MMA. I'm talking about reality. So Tai Chi is talking about absolute masterfulness of oneself, standing on the centre. And I know what I train, and I know I've got a long way to go. A true master will always say that their whole life on the path of mastery, 24/7 to training non-stop, body and mind, even when they don't want to. They've got to go and eat, but it's like, fuck that, I'll have my lunch later this afternoon when I finish my fucking training. Have a shower, they come back and they do more training. They're training in the shower, they're training in their fucking bed. They're exhausted, they've got fucking pains in their body from training, they're still training. They've got a chance to go out somewhere with their friends and do something, but they choose to train instead. That's Kung Fu, it's Kung Fu, you know what I mean, martial art, the true way, and Budo, and all that, true traditional martial art. So what I'm all about, and warfare, you know, into yourself to make yourself the best and live a peaceful life. One who's been through it, you know, who's got the real power, inner power. So Tai Chi is talking about, Tai Chi is talking about the masterful self. The master, I'm not putting words out in the video. That was another good video, Rich. What the fuck are you doing now? I'm not saying you, but you know what I mean? When you're ill and you've got someone you're vomiting, I've been training and literally puking up at the same time. I've been like in the toilet, like with a diarrhea, this and a bad, I've been focusing my mind to like concentrate and get my health back in, this feeling the inside, calm down, the breathing, everything. So when you're running, I mean, you know when you're running sometimes, when you're out of breath and you learn to like control your breath and you learn. The lungs rest inside your body, you can feel the position. So how you stretch your arms out in different ways through your back and the different motions out of the body. So I'm trying to say, things like when I've been sick before in the toilet and stuff, or I've been diarrhea and I was sitting there by that toilet wanting to puke up, and it's like, I'll do a few squats quickly, just a little bit on the knees there, or just rotate my ankles, just feeling it, you know what I mean? The exercise more to train, I mean, Kung Fu's helping me, fuck everything, and nothing can beat me. It's my health's most important. Martial arts is what keeps me alive, you know? And that's what it's about. So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, can help you in anything in your life, your love life, your friends, your family, your job, and any situation you're in. Different, you know, you go through struggles in your life, illness, if you're a soldier out of war, or you're a cop, or you're a fucking someone in prison, it can, you know, it's kind of like a religious, a kind of meditation thing, it's for your whole body. You know, martial arts can help you, it's helped people that I know in different ways too, you know. And you can have big challenges on you and then fears and things that can help you to overcome those, and they can help you in your life in so many fucking ways, to see that all that evil is nothing. That's what it is, and all that ego. Humbleness is true, honesty within the self, we're all the same underneath it, we're all human, we all have emotions, but that's what it's about. It's all theories I'm talking now, right? You see someone just knock me the fuck out and you'll be saying, what are you shit, innit? If you see me just kick somebody in the head, you'll say, well, that was great. That's not what it's about. You've got to feel in the moment. And what's your life? Your life, it doesn't, in that 1 second, how many times you've beat somebody up, whether that or this or that, how many certificates you've won in your life. Are you telling me, you know, how many times you've been shaking hands with some famous person, or the president or whoever it is, I don't care, you know, someone gives you a gold medal, and you say, that's my accomplishments in life? Come on, man, we're all fucking human. And I don't want to break it to you, and human, you know, communication is what makes it, fair enough, it's a beautiful life, you know, with other people and stuff, and sharing a smile, and simple things, you know, even sitting there in a fucking KFC and talking about someone's birthday while outside's pouring down with rain, in a London street or wherever you might be, you know what I mean, or looking at a magazine, back in there, a computer game you want to buy or something, you ain't got the money right now, but when you do, you don't care what age you are too, things like that, you know what I mean? This is life. You come back to the centre and realise we're all human. But it's the people that train positively, that's what makes the difference in Kung Fu practitioners. And Tai Chi especially, the Tai Chi is for the humble man, the real master, the one who's on the path for his whole life constantly training. Never stopping. Fuck it, you've got work and all that, and the family, and all the challenges other people have, and they give. Some people commit suicide, some people give up on their life, but it's like, you never do. And you understand what's right and wrong, and you're constantly studying, and you love the beauty of life, you're sane, you're in the right path, and you know what life's about, and you constantly train to be a better you. And you choose to be better, and that's what makes you better, because you do better, and you do fucking double what they don't. Other people, you don't need to compare or show off, but you do it. And believe me, what you save is real money. If you save money and time, that's real. Reality is what you have. Have a look at what you got. What can you do to get more of this? Or look at what else you're doing in your day-to-day life. You've got to change your fucking plan of what? Look at it. Are you getting shit now, or are you robbing yourself of life? You can do much more with that. This is what martial arts talks about. So reality, it's not about living in the thing, putting a video out saying, well, I've had this formal training, I've trained with Mr. Lee and I've trained with Mr. Chen and I've earned myself a million black belts and trophies and this and that, you know, and I've beaten so-and-so in the ring, I'm going to go for the championship again next year when I'm 65 or I'm 22, whatever the fuck, I don't care. You know, they say that, well, we've got another football match on the weekend, don't forget to go and watch. It's not about that. Reality of life, value of life. But martial arts is about mastering yourself, constant mastery, training in a forest when there's beautiful rivers around, looking at that, and then going to sit down on a nice cold drink while you're sitting there looking at that water and have a nice walk back. You're covered in sweat, you might have washed in the river, looking back, you know what I mean? It starts to rain, but you just don't care, you're enjoying it because you're hot and you've got the cool breeze on you. And you start to enjoy nature, you look up, there's no cars around, nothing. You see the stars, you hear maybe a bird in the distance in the trees, you look up. It's starting to get later, you can see the stars and the beautiful sky just twinkling, literally, up there, and you say, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you walk back, you sit there, you know what I mean? And you go home, you just lay on that bed, and it's the next day, and you know you've done more than fucking some people, but you're not that ego, but you know you've done good for yourself, and there's more to be. So a master, a true martial arts master, we're going to come through master, and that will be on that path for their whole life, and they never stop, and they love it, and they can feel they're strong, they don't feel their weakness as much as they tell themselves, I've got to do more. You know what I mean? I've got to keep up this. You can't give up. You know, you've got to keep at it because you want to do it. That's what it's about. Because it's better than you look at the negative stuff in the world and you say, you know what, I can do more than that. I'm not going to go and fight it all. I'm going to do more for myself though. You know, that's what it's about. So, no matter how humble, no matter how poetic it might sound, me saying this and beautiful and this, or I'm trying to do a rocky speech or whatever the fuck, the truth of the matter is, that's what you've got, negativity or positivity. This is what it's about, in this negative world of all this shit going on. Leave that to the floor and avoid negativity. You ain't got time to be fucking paying it and wasting it on people that want to waste it for you or waste their own. Fuck it. Fuck negativity, stay positive and do what you want for yourself. You've got one chance, for fuck's sake. If you get reincarnated, good luck, good for you also, this is a good one. You know, I'm just saying, you've got one moment to live in this life, to make the most of it while we're here, for God's sake, really. And again, you know, as I said, the master is always on that path, and the master will come through a martial arts will always be like, knowing that they're not the master, they've got so far to go, they're not even at the beginner level, they've got to try so hard so they can get in the door to that next fucking chamber again, like the film, you know, 36 chamber Shaolin. They can't even get into the pagoda, let alone go up to the next fucking floor. You know what I mean? It's just like, I've got to do more. I'm not going to sit around and mope and be frustrated. I'm going to train hard. I'm not going to look at this boring level as it's nothing. I'm going to train it and love it, and this is it. I'm going to train my body. I want to learn how to fight with a sword. Then I'm going to train my body because I want to know how to learn the sword. That's the next level. But I'm not going to be afraid. You know why? Because I don't need the sword. I'm strong as I am. I train my body to fight, you know. And I train then one day you become so good. And when they hand you that sword, you're not only stronger, able to wield that sword, you're not only able smarter because you know how to move your body and you've learned faster because you've taught yourself from practice, but you're totally in balance and disciplined, and it's all together, and you're ready. It's like, I want to learn to fire big guns, man, but you know, my hands are too skinny and weak now, I can't even fucking hold that and pull the trigger, my hands, you know what I mean? You don't have to say it takes training. So you train those hands and strong, you know what I mean? Train that mind, train those eyes, those ears, that heart, to listen, everything, you know, and train humbleness. As a challenge, isn't it? For some people, it's like, I want to speak my mind, I want people to hear me. You want to fucking hear others and be, you know, you want to know what you're controlling. You say, well, I fucking know my enemies to a T, I don't need to know that. But yes, you do need to be humble. Even when you fucking be humble and things ain't going your way, you still need to be humble, because you're better than the enemy, you're better than evil. Yin yang, the flow of nature, those people that go against nature, the haters, that's the people that are exhausting themselves, and you don't deserve to be exhausting yourself for these arseholes. Excuse my language, you know what I mean, yeah? You think I'm a little rant now, I'm talking shit, whatever you think, I'm just being realistic, right? That's what we're talking about, Buddha, all that, you know, Kung Fu, peace, you know what I mean, Zen, martial arts, spirit, whatever you want to call it, I don't care, you know, Shaolin, peace, wushurichard, gong fu, kung fu, all that, yeah? That's what we're talking about. Master, self-master as a human being. Beyond the fighting arts, beyond which style of what, exercise, it's like absolute mastery of a human being. On other levels, whatever you're doing in your life, to be that level. But martial arts teaches you that. And the ancient knowledge, and I would say ancient wisdom, is what it's about. And you've got to keep at it. You've got to keep at it. And this is what it's about. Not because it's because it's hell. It's absolutely beautiful. It's, the guy, Steve Shiyan, whatever his name is, New York Shaolin Temple, famous monk, he used to take the pain and eat it, just fuck it, shit it out, it's nothing. Whatever they give you, this negativity is nothing, let it pass, Go where you want to go in life. You're worth it. You're still alive, your heart's beating, it ain't thinking to it still. It's just a hard work, fuck me, and your lungs got to breathe, oh shit. You just die if that happened, but the cells, the new skin regrowing day after day, your hair still grows, you sweat, you have a shit, you know what I mean? You wake, you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, the earth still rotates, the sun, whatever you think, the dreams of the future, generation after generation, your life goes on. You know what I mean? You've been through enough in your life already, right? I'm sure everybody goes through challenges. You've been through enough in your life. You've been woken up enough mornings to know that there's more ahead, and this time is not going to come back. You're not going to get that time back. Why waste it anymore? So Kung Fu is teaching you about that inner understanding, inner practice. And I'm not going to you're not going to give your guns or your money or whatever the fuck to somebody else, you know what I mean? That's what it's about, for your health, or it's all that. But you'll be kind to the end, you'll be communicative to the end, you'll respect others' values even if they're different to yours, you'll be humble to the absolute end, and you won't keep shouting your head off the highest mountain, crying for people to listen to you. Because inside we all have this emotion, and we all wish that people would respect us and see us and value our lives. That's not the way it goes sometimes. But we all have this, and because we all have this, that means we all know that nobody is really wrong. There's just some confused people in the world, and they take the wrong path, and they try to hurt others and hurt themselves, and it's tragic. You can only try to help them. You can't waste your whole life on everybody though and trying to change the world. But you can't keep, you're doing the right thing to try and help others sometimes and whatever. But at the end of the day, if they're going to try to hurt you, you need to be ready. And the only way you're going to be ready is if you've got your health, you get your control, you get your wisdom, your mind, your reaction, and all that. So martial arts is teaching us that. All kinds of things. Disease, all kinds of unnatural, all kinds of natural things that could happen. Be prepared for the unexpected, be ready. Tai Chi teaches you about the centre, the flow, like water. So something comes at you, you become like a hole, you become like nothing, it just flows on the other direction. You can't touch it, it can't touch you, it can't hurt you. Alright? That's what it basically is about. Mind, body, and then the flow around, so you've got a total force field around you, almost things just can't touch it. And the Wing Chun for the centre line, karate for the alignment, boxing for rhythm and the speed, martial art, all martial arts are great, don't get me wrong, okay? And that's why I tell you, so my training is just my style now, Wing Chun and Tai Chi I do, incorporated into all the training I've done over the years, in the formal part of those two arts, and all the other stuff I've been able to learn over the years. And the different Kung Fu, and then the Japanese bits and pieces too, and all of that, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, Korean, Muay Thai and that. But I love all the martial arts. Keep it real, humble, martial arts for life. Thank you, Demsley, for this opportunity. I used to train hard in the Tai Chi form, the basics, just a little bit by myself, just pushing myself. And then the basic Bagua, I can't even remember what style of Bagua it was, but I was learning some basics. But now I just took it all into my own account and just looked at what works for me really realistically and logically, and I find that the way I do my Tai Chi is doesn't have an exact form. I practice certain parts of forms I've done over the years, but it's like I've taken all the bits and pieces what have been so useful to me, and I've just put them together into my own system that works into my system of Wing Chun, which is a complete full system that I do. I don't do the whole forms of Wing Chun, as I say, because I don't know them. I did train them in the past, but it's all within me, and I know that I can find what works for me. I'm like Bruce Lee in that way. So Bruce Lee, where he puts aside the stuff that's not absolutely necessity, you must have, things that are just not so relevant, just keep the stuff that really is relevant, be realistic as a fucker to it, study your body in training, and study in training with a partner to impress her and how to do it. That's what Bruce Lee used to do. It was real. I'm not a massive fan of Bruce Lee. I'm just trying to say he was one of the realest people in the world. He knows what it's about. So that's what it was about, and that's what I'm doing. So, you know, Wing Chun and again the Tai Chi, in my own way, my own flow, my own form, out of, and it's formless and shapeless, like water. That's what my Tai Chi is like. I don't do a whole exact form and just do it because this is the way it must be done, you know, and all that. And it's what Bruce Lee did. Bruce Lee was the same. He didn't know whole styles. He just knew bits of what he learned from what one. And he was the greatest, one of the greatest fighters, regarded as the greatest of all time. The people, to this day, people know of one of the best fighters in the world, martial artists and fighters. And he inspired all these people out there, even people now that are doing MMA or whatever the fuck. I'm just trying to say, this is what it was about. And I believe people that, the people in the world, you've got to remember, that the most successful people in the world, successful not only to others but successful to themselves, regardless of the impact they've had on the world or to themselves in secret. The people that are most successful in either way are the people that are different to others, the people that are original. It's originality. O Sensei was original. The founders of these Tai Chi systems were original. They're the best swordsman you can ever think of, like Musashi or whoever in Japan or China. That person was original because they done their own way, and there was their own flow, the way they moved their body with their own set of reflexes and reactions from the way they fought. And studying from the book is what made the world go round, generation after generation, aeroplanes, computers, technology, studying on what's been gone before, working with your own way, you know, and just, I wouldn't say improving always, but just working with your own way and working what works. True things that work, has been tested over time, true traditional martial arts, absolutely fucking work. I'm not into MMA, I'm just trying to say forever, okay, but traditional stuff that does work, works. So no one can learn everything, just do what you want to do, fair enough. Ninjutsu art, whatever the fuck, right, wrestling, whatever the fuck. But I'm just saying, for me, I know what works. So I'll do my Wing Chun, I'll do my Tai Chi, I know what works for me. If I was training with somebody you can feel, I'm training with some students, now I'm teaching just in my beat and we're learning how to block. And out from the different arts I've learned, we did so much training in the past, the 5 animals and the different drills. I know exactly my fair bit about martial arts. I don't know everything, but I know a damn lot because I've been training my whole life until this point, basically, ever since I was 12, you know, until now. In this video I'm 32 years old, nearly 33. But I will never stop in this my life. Martial arts keeps going on and on. You'll never learn it all, you never learn, there's always more could have been gained in this life, or what you can do. So just go for it now. It's like you can always earn more in your life from in any area of your life. Get more for yourself. So I'm a fan of it all. Aikido, I look at stuff online and look at that and see the similarities in what I know already and this and that. Ninjutsu, you'll find a lot of similarities. Kempo, Hapkido, Aikido, you know, in Taijitsu, all that, you've seen a lot. Wing Chun, barbed wire, Tai Chi, some of the different throws, judo and how they throw over, they show the hip, the whole body mechanics. Very interesting. Absorbing in sword fighting, stick fighting, bow staff, how to move basic kickboxing, the jabs, you know, the pads, working in the power from the legs, the karate and the forms and, you know, the Muay Thai. It's all very, very useful. Traditional martial arts forever, and very interesting in in-depth knowledge. Strengthening the body and the mind. Flexibility to fluid. Float like a butterfly, sting like a motherfucking bee bitch. Your personality, see, also it helps you can keep young, youthful, you know, sensible, yeah. But you can have a laugh and joke like I do in my videos, joking around, or you can be really serious, you know, about things too, philosophical, or having fun like I do, my raps, my cartoons, my little fun videos and stuff I make for fun too. But real martial arts is something, you know, it can't be taught to self-help, you've got to do it for yourself. So I'm teaching my bit with my students and my Wing Chun or whatever. I've got my syllabus and I'm really happy to teach people. I'll make more videos about different training methods or whatever you would like to know, okay? Just from my bit of training, my Kung Fu, Richard Clark, you know, wushurichard, Kung Fu and martial arts in general. But, you know, I've got my own syllabuses and I know what I do, but some stuff works better, you know, hand to hand with someone. Not really fighting, knocking each other out, you know, really training and control. The teacher doesn't destroy the students. The students, you know, don't just come in and shoot the teacher to death. You know, you've got to learn from each other in any area of life. But Tai Chi is about humbleness and it teaches you about the centre. So mine is mainly the Wing Chun, and I do incorporate a lot of Tai Chi into the training, based on my basic foundation that I had before with the Yang style, which is Yang Shu Taiji Chuan, and teaching myself the form, which I'm proud of doing back in the past. I just don't do it now because I kind of like put aside the bits that weren't doing me what I felt useful, I wanted at the time, even though it's all useful, and it depends on your imagination and how you do it, and respect to the whole system and think of their use. But you've got to base on, you've got to work with the knowledge you know in terms of how that's applied to, and you've got to not just guess, you've got to look at how that's been applied over the years and what's the actual real use of those traditional arts. And then also you've got to work with your imagination, how I can use this my own way and how to work with things, you know what I mean? So Kung Fu for Life, thank you Dennis Leke, Tai Chi for Life. I've been happy to share like bits of Tai Chi too, as well as my Wing Chun and stuff in the other videos I've been doing on my channel and that, as you know. I like to share all kinds of training, my wushu, you know, and that, so my long fist and my other Kung Fu, 5 animals and that, karate, kickboxing, all my stuff, ninja type concepts and philosophy for life. I share it all, you know, do what I do. I never regarded myself as I'd explain any of these one styles, and I was never like really into Wing Chun back in the past, but it's become so part of me now, you know, and I love it all. So I like to just share what I can, okay, with everybody, as I say. And I hope you enjoy all I do always. It's wushurichard, Kung Fu for Life, and respect to all the martial arts of the world. Keep it humble. Stay true to the arts. Pass on this beautiful knowledge, the stuff you've been training your whole life. Pass it on to your family, your friends, someone. You've got to share in this life, I feel. And not just share it and say this or that. Try and find people that do want to learn and try and teach them and try and develop that and then install this, because the discipline of the self and the actual arts themselves. I feel so lucky that they've been passed down over the years. I feel so lucky that I've been able to learn some or gain some of this knowledge. It's actually from history, you know what I mean? And I know what I know, and I'm able to like develop on that and work with these concepts that I never would have had without that understanding, you know, and then work to develop myself further. No one's born knowing martial arts. I would definitely not be at the level I'm at now. I know that without knowing what I gained from martial arts and proper formal training and studying of what's out in the knowledge from whatever sources. It's not always available to you. You might not have the money to go to certain schools or find teachers. You might live out somewhere in a farm or somewhere out in the sticks, you know. But if you have got some knowledge, you've got a book or whatever it might be, or limited resources, something like an old book or some chance that you can get online or find some video or something, study that, wherever that might be. And study different sciences and study how to use that. Think about your way. Don't just play around and think about, how could I block from this angle? How could I balance if I was standing on one leg? And think about how to challenge yourself. That's what martial arts is about. You know, deception, imagination and deception, they say, you know, focusing to learn to be relaxed and always be able to see and feel all. It's seeing and believing, but feeling is the truth, right? True Kung Fu for Life. Tai Chi is at the heart of all that. Tai Chi is at the heart, you know, of all Kung Fu and Kung Fu, you know, whatever you say, Shaolin, all that, you know, for real. So respect to all the styles of martial arts, like the Kung Fu, Buddha, whatever, you know, for real, you know, and just share it to whoever else. That's what I will say, whoever you can, and try to help others and help yourself, or you can help nobody else. Be humble with yourself, otherwise you will never be able to learn from other people. You'll never be able to gain from this life. That's what I'll say. Martial arts, that's my little bit of background on Tai Chi. I hope it's been enough. Thanks for watching this long video. Thanks guys. Thank you. Yeah.